last day.
Our last day, we decided to order room service breakfast.
We got some eggs Benny, waffles, pancakes, all the good things.
All the good
All the
things.
good things. And we figured, why not sit and do our camera talk while we're enjoying our breakfast in this beautiful sunny morning.
Yeah.
So what I think we're going to do is I think we're just going to start from the beginning. I think we're going to start from the beginning of our trip, kind of talk about the pros and the cons. There has been very few cons, but I think we'll talk about the pros and the cons and just kind of have an organic conversation about what our trip has been like.
Yeah. So let's go back to the beginning.
Okay. So we flew out of Toronto. We flew out of Toronto pretty early in the morning. We're very familiar with Pearson, so it was a pretty seamless process. Landing in Cancun. I'm sure some people are familiar with, I guess, international or tropical destinations where they're always trying to sell you excursions and things like that. Our experience has been anybody who's doing that is outside the airport. But what we found was that we actually had a lot of people inside the airport trying to sell us things. So we were kind of stopped every step of the way. Like we got our baggage and things like that. But as soon as we started trying to get out of the airport, we were stopped twice. I guess just a piece of advice, Cancun Airport, the people that are at the tail end of the airport are also trying to sell you discounts on excursions. So yeah, it's come with a backbone, be able to say no because it can be they're really pushy.
Then once you get outside, you walk down this long like alley of people trying to sell taxis. You're not in the clear until you reach that little cart where they're selling drinks.
Absolutely.
That is when you're like fully outside and you're in the clear.
Mm-hmm. But if you booked like us, we booked through Sunwing. So we had our transportation. We knew that we were looking for the guys in the orange, the Nexus Sunwing people. It was about 35 minutes from the airport to get to where we are. So the transportation was good. Upon arrival to the resort, this is probably the most luxurious resort that we've ever stayed at.
Mm-hmm.
So being here, we had impeccable service. As soon as we arrived,
When we got off the hot bus, they drive you here. The first thing that they did was give us nice cold towels to like cool your hands, cool your face, your neck, and all that.
Yeah, and this is the first place we've been that we are the only people that stayed at this resort from our little shuttle. So there was maybe 10 people in our little shuttle, and we were the only ones that got off here, which I don't want to say that that's I don't really know what that is, but it's just interesting. Most of the time we have a handful of people who are staying at the same resort as us. They kind of told us that they were going to check us in, sat down. We waited for a minute, but then they kind of took us over to, we got lucky enough that we checked in on the Inspira side, which is just, it's the privileged resort ultimately. So we checked in on that side, but our room wasn't ready yet, but we were able to sit. We had a cocktail with a lady who was kind of explaining the resort, the layout. She showed us the map, and this is where they kind of roped us in. So I want to put a little disclaimer here because I don't know if this is offered all the time. I don't know if it was special to when we were here or if they do this all the time. But we were offered a free couples massage with hydrotherapy if we sat through an hour and a half presentation of their Inspira. So then fast forward, basically we got checked in. We got our little bracelets, which, oh, you're wearing ours. Neither of us are wearing our bracelets right now. But we got our bracelets, which are the keys to our room. But ultimately our room wasn't ready. So they took our luggage. They allowed us to go and explore the resort. So we wandered down, found the first pool, and we ate at the first restaurant.
Cheese bowl.
Oh, yeah. Nice. So we finished our lunch. We decided that we were just going to run back and see if our room was available. And it was. So we arrived here, I want to say at like 11, maybe a little earlier, 10 a.m. And by noon, we were jumping into our room. So that's definitely very different. Like other places, like you have to check in at 3 o'clock. Your room isn't ready till 3. So bumping around the resort with all your stuff can be a little bit challenging. Not to like we only had our backpacks, but I find that really difficult to enjoy our time by the pool and whatnot if we have to get up and go and check back into our room. So we were really pleased that it was already ready to go. They walked us to our room. They obviously helped us get everything inside our room. And then we were able to just go and utilize the pool. So we had to book the presentation. We did it on like a couple days into our event, a couple days into our
Yeah,
vacation.
we did the presentation on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like they really were able to rope us in because we were going to pay for the spa package either way.
Yeah.
So in our mind, why wouldn't we sit through an hour and a half presentation?
It would have been probably a 400 USD spa package.
Yeah. I'll show you some of the prices here of some of the different services at the spa, but We got the hydrotherapy, and that was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, about 90 minutes.
And then we got a 50-minute couples massage. So that was top tier. Honestly,
Worth it.
yeah.
In our opinion, it was worth it. During the tour, we sat with a gentleman, just talked about our travel habits. Ultimately, they're trying to sell us the Inspira, which is like the membership to this resort. Most people here honestly have this membership, which is a little surprising to us. We see the value, but ultimately it is for us, we like to put a new pin on the map. We don't like to do the same vacation over again, where I find a lot of people here do the same vacation over again because this place is top tier, very, very high quality. So I think that that is kind of how they wrote people in. They ultimately explain that it's, we're going to get this same vacation next time for the same price or half the price, and then be able to go a swim up room or get one of their elite suites or something like that. And so again, I see the benefit. If we were in a different place in our life, I think it might be worth it. Ben said like almost like a retirement package to kind of be able to come here once a year and save that cash, invest money in, and then save that cash. But
Yeah, like for us, it didn't make sense. We may come back to this resort. This resort was very nice. It was kind of bougie. It was fancy. But if we come back, it'll be like maybe once or twice, not 115 nights.
right.
Because we do like to travel the world and put new pins in the map and visit new destinations.
Yeah,
So
have different experiences.
for us, it didn't make sense. I've talked to a couple people around who it did make sense for them. So
So that was kind of our check-in. And so when it comes to the restaurants, this is probably one of the most unique things to this resort is they have breakfast buffets. They have two. They have no lunch buffet, no dinner buffet. So most places that we stay, there is kind of your international buffet that's open for 3 meals a day. That's kind of your catch-all. If you can't get a reservation at an a la carte, or you kind of go to the a la carte and you're still hungry, you can still go to the buffet later. So here there is no lunch and no dinner buffet. So we didn't realize that as well. Most of the time when you go to the a la cartes, you can only order an appetizer, a main, and a dessert. You get one choice out of what they offer.
at most resorts,
At most resorts, yes. Here, you can order anything on the menu you want, however many that you want. So we first got here, we each ordered like one thing on the menu, still trying to get the feel of it. But then as we started going to our a la cartes and we would order 4 appetizers, we'd order 3 mains, and they were allowed to do that. So that's really, really cool. That's one really unique thing about this resort is that we always found that when it came to the a la cartes, they're the more prestigious food at a resort, but you always get tiny portions, small portions. It's more flavorful and tastier than your buffet food, but you tend to have to go back to the buffet and eat because you're still hungry, or there's things on the menu that you just don't like. I'm a pretty picky eater, so if there's like an appetizer I don't like, I'll skip the appetizer or I'll order it and Benj can eat it. But I'm a pretty picky eater. So it was really interesting to be able to go to all these restaurants and be able to order as much off the menu as you wanted. And when it comes to lunch, the 2 restaurants by the pool. So there's 2 pools. There's one over here that's in front of us. It's just a quiet pool. And there's a restaurant called Bikini Azul, which is attached to it. The other pool has one called Limon e Sol, I think is what it's called. And so when you order, you can order poolside food from those restaurants. So we've been eating lunch at our pool every day, ordering from Bikini Azul. I've been eating Caesar salad and chicken fingers. And it's nice because I find every time we order, we get a little bit more comfortable. So yesterday I ordered Caesar salad with bacon because it doesn't come with bacon. And so you can do that here, which
you can make those little modifications,
which is amazing. And I think that that is, in my opinion, what elevates this resort compared to others is that the food selection is superior and the access to food is paramount. You can get food anywhere, everywhere, all you want. As you can see, we're eating breakfast in our room. We went and had dinner early the other night and ordered room service back to our room. So that, yeah, the food is definitely superior compared to other resorts.
Yeah, especially like talking about the ability to have your pool side meals. That's a huge thing because normally at resorts, you're in the pool, you have to completely stop that activity, get dried off. You can't be like dripping wet going into one of the buffets or restaurants or anything like that. Here, you just climb out of the pool, order food, they'll bring it to you, and then you slink back into the pool.
Yep, they have these like interesting kind of tealish green containers that they'll bring you, and the service is amazing. Like it's a well-oiled machine. It doesn't take long. By the time she'll come around and order our drinks, we'll ask for lunch, we order lunch, and it's there within 15 minutes.
Yeah, the service is actually unbelievable. by far the best service I think we've ever gotten at a resort.
Yep.
They address you by your room service.
What is that?
I don't know.
That better not be more room service.
I don't know.
Unless, did you put the D&D back on?
No.
Oh, so she probably wants to clean our room. We turned our D&D off so that way we could get our breakfast, but Ben forgot to turn it back on. So they're just in here to clean our room. But
So yeah, everyone addresses you by your name here,
Mr. and Mrs. Nelson.
which is the wildest thing.
Yep.
They seem to take a lot of care and attention into those details where they'll try their best to remember you.
Mm-hmm.
So we had gone for dinner last night.
The lady who was checking us in checked us into the restaurant the night before
Yeah.
at the other restaurant.
So they remembered our names.
Oh yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Nelson. So yeah, which was very, very nice. It seems very personalized, which we really, really like. They do have dinner reservations. So they have an app that they use. It's pretty user friendly. You can book 3 days ahead. So you can book kind of whatever's available today, tomorrow, and the day after. And then as this one reservation goes away, you can kind of throw it into the end of your 3 days kind of thing. The first restaurant we went to was Salento. It was the Italian restaurant. One thing to mention is we really wanted the cheese wheel pasta at this restaurant. That's what we went for. That's why we were excited about it. But they sat us out in the hallway, which is still very beautiful. It's very pretty. It had a wonderful view. I believe
Not in the hallway, like on the terrace. They sat
Okay,
us out
yeah.
on the terrace.
Sorry, yeah, the terrace is a better explanation. So they sat us out there, which had a beautiful view, but when we requested to have the cheese wheel pasta, they don't serve it out there. So that's one thing I really, really wanted to mention is that if you're looking to get that cheese wheel pasta, you have to sit inside. And again, still getting used to what we were ordering. I ordered Caesar salad. He got the tomato soup. We ordered an eggplant parmesan. I got penne alla vodka and he got gnocchi. And so during that experience, we found things we liked, found things we didn't like.
And like a big variety in portion sizes. Courtney's penne
Alla
vodka
vodka, yeah.
was a pretty good portion size. The gnocchis were more of like it was more of like a sauce than it was the actual gnocchi. So
He had like 8 gnocchis, maybe less. But it was our anniversary. We told them it was our anniversary. Everywhere we go, they ask, "Are you celebrating something today?" So I started saying no because I didn't want to get like special treatment everywhere. But and then last night we went to Salento again because we wanted to get the cheese wheel pasta. So we sat inside. We had a little bit more experience ordering off that menu or ordering at other places in preparation for ordering off that menu. So we did get an appetizer, but then we got the cheese wheel pasta we wanted. But when we also ordered the beef tortellini to try together, and it was 4 tortellinis. They were big.
4 tortellinis, but the spaghetti that we got, the
Was
Parmigiano spaghetti, was
massive.
a big portion. So
Yeah, so consider that when you're ordering, I guess, is like think about you can order a lot, right? So I think that that's a bonus is if you want to try something, you can try it. But I also think that again, the portions are a little bit unpredictable in a lot of ways. But if you're thinking about spaghetti versus gnocchi, spaghetti is always going to be a bigger portion. So then the next night we went to Takashi, and Takashi was our favorite restaurant. We're going back there again tonight as our last dinner. It is an Asian fusion restaurant, and so we did get sushi and we got spring rolls. Benj got ramen. I ended up eating tikka masala for dinner, and he had pad thai, and everything was 10 out of 10. It was amazing.
honestly, I'm gonna get the pad thai again.
Yeah.
I might skip the ramen this time and
Get more sushi.
Get more sushi. The sushi was very good as well.
Yeah, so that was our second meal. Our third meal, so El Suspiro is the seafood restaurant. So we were able to get surf and turf. So we got a lobster tail and a fillet, which was lovely. A little bit outside of my enjoyment. Like I'm not a huge seafood fan. I do like certain seafoods, but not a lot. But Benj got crab croquettes and they were good. He liked them. That's where we got the cauliflower fritters, which were also very good. And the surf and turf was amazing.
So El Suspiro is on the other side of the resort. It's by the party pool, the loud pool. It's closer to the ocean.
Yep.
And they offer a sit down breakfast. So if you don't want to do the buffet, you can do the sit down breakfast. And that is where you can get like eggs Benny. The potatoes were a little bit different there. They were
Little I don't even know what you would call it, but the potatoes were different. They'd come around with like a basket of pastries. You can get green juice and things like that. So that's the only sit down breakfast place other than here in your room if you're sitting down eating breakfast. So they have 2 breakfast buffets and then the sit down breakfast. That is also something, I don't want to say is a little confusing, but some places offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some places just offer lunch. Some places just offer dinner. So it does take a little bit to get the lay of the land. 2 breakfast buffets, 1 sit down breakfast at El Suspiro. It took us a minute to find the other breakfast buffet, but it's like right underneath us. So that was pretty cool to be able to find that. And then we realized too that El Suspiro has lunch. The Italian place also has lunch. We didn't know that. But we've been just poolside lunch for the last like 5 days. So it's been really convenient to do that. But we are going to go and have a sit down lunch today.
Yeah. There is also a Michelin star restaurant here. So that is included in your package if you're an Inspira member and you're staying for 7 nights. You'll get one complimentary meal at the Michelin star restaurant
Because it costs money.
because it costs money. So because we're not Inspira, we still have the option to go. We can book it, but we'd be looking at probably 200 to 400 USD for that meal. So this time we prioritized like doing the spa and stuff like that.
Yep.
We had considered going to Maria Dolores, but maybe next time.
Maybe next time. And then we did our steakhouse dinner. So the steakhouse is a little bit different. You order obviously off the menu, but then they have a salad bar, which is very nice and it's a change. So you get to go and use the salad bar. They also have bread and butters and things like that. So we ordered our appetizers and our mains, and then we were able to go and utilize that salad bar, which was very, very cool. So Mercado 19 is the breakfast buffet. So you go down there, they have a breakfast buffet, but then they also serve dinner. So they transition into your kind of Mexican taco house for dinner. So you ordering off the menu is a little bit different. Again, like I said, a lot of them have this kind of different layout of the menu. So when you're ordering off that menu, you order everything in singles. So they have empanadas, they have tamales. They have tamales and they have tacos, but they have like probably 8 or 9 different kinds of tacos, and the same when it comes to the tamales, and you order singles. So we ordered a couple tamales. I was able to try 3 different tacos, but I was able to try 3 different tacos.
And they bring you out this long plank of sauces.
Very
That was cool.
Yeah. So I ended up having chorizo and potato tacos, which were so good. I think I had Mexican beef and something different, and then I ended up ordering. I didn't like the tamales. I'm a texture gal. I didn't really like the texture of the tamales, so I ordered 2 extra tacos at the end of that. Highly recommend going to all of these places and just experiencing them and knowing that you can look at the menu prior to. Obviously, if there's nothing on the menu that you like, there's no reason to go, but I do think that the range of food here has been amazing. I've been eating Caesar salad and chicken fingers by the pool every day, and then we have steak dinner, we've got lobster, we've got Asian fusion, I've got Indian tikka masala. Like there's just been so much food, and it's all been amazing. It's all been really, really good. Good quality food, good quality meat. I think every restaurant has been worth the wait. Like once you kind of get the vibe, one thing I will mention is look at the vegan side of the menu. So every menu has like gluten-free options, but it also has a vegan side. So it'll go through the mains and the appetizers, and then it'll go through the vegan mains and appetizers. And I think at like a handful of restaurants, we've missed a few things that we wanted to order. So like when we were at Takashi the other day, which is the Asian fusion, the people next to me ordered the edamame, and I was like, I didn't even see that on the menu, but it's a vegan appetizer. So go and take a peek at all of them. Like we ordered cauliflower fritters the other day when we were at El Suspiro. So, and they were on the vegan side. So look at the whole menu. One side is Spanish, one side is English. And like I said, you can order as much as you want.
So that app that Courtney is talking about, that is how you do pretty well near everything on resort here. You log in with your room number and you create a code, like a PIN number, when you first arrive, and that's what you use throughout the entire stay at the resort. However, if you're thinking about coming to this resort, I will put the link to that website down in the description, because you can check in as a visitor, so you can look at all of the menus, and see all of the food that's available,
All
what
of the
services
nightlife
are available.
schedule, everything. Yep.
And that's also like where you would order your room service. There's a map of the resort on that app. There's Wi-Fi everywhere on the resort, so you're never without that map.
Yeah.
Speaking of map, the way that the building is laid out is there's 3 different buildings, and there's 5 floors to each building. So some of the restaurants are up on the 5th floor. Most of the restaurants are either on the 1st floor or the 3rd floor. The lobby is on the 3rd floor. That's where the spa is.
The gift shop.
The gift shop. Yeah, a few of the restaurants. There's quite a few bars on the 3rd floor. Again, through the app, this is where you would make your reservations. One thing we will say about the reservations is if you want to go to the steakhouse, it seems like it's like always booked. The reservations reset at midnight. So you may have to stay awake or keep an eye on your app, or maybe set an alarm to wake up at some point in the evening to make that reservation. We stayed up till midnight. As soon as it reset, we had no problem making that reservation. So you can book your reservations 3 days in advance. So as soon as it hit midnight, we were able to book it for that third day. And the steakhouse was very good. I do think it is worth the wait for it.
Yep.
And then based on where your room is what building you're going to be in. So we're currently in building 3. That's where our room is.
And it was a little confusing. Like there have been some resorts that you kind of like pick up pretty quickly because you're in a square or you're kind of in a pretty easy circle. But it did take us a little bit to kind of find where everything was and figure out where certain restaurants were. So we did go and explore before our reservations and things like that. So we kind of knew the lay of the land prior to having to go and be there for our reservation.
Yeah. But once we figured out where everything was, then we started finding shortcuts
Yes.
and little ways to get around. So we weren't walking the long way around to get to one of the specific restaurants.
So there was just one day where Benj was like, let's just walk down to the end of this hallway and see where it takes us. And then we popped out somewhere where I was like, no way. We have been going around the building to get to this location when we could have just kind of did the shortcut. So
Yeah.
we recommend exploring, trying to figure out where you are in comparison to all the restaurants and where you want to be. We've been at the quiet pool the whole time. We did go over by the larger pool the other day just to explore. It is by the beach, so if you are a beach person, you most likely will spend more time over there. All I would say is that it's just a little bit busier over there, a little bit more. Like they have like music and guitars and beach volleyball and like entertainment and things that you would kind of have at your normal resort. This quiet pool is just a pool. It's just a pool with people. There's music playing. They still have the drinks. They still have the food. It's just a little less hustly bustly. And even now, I don't even know what time it is, but there is so many chairs available outside. We have not had a single issue finding a chair, whether we're down at 9 a.m. or we're down at 12 p.m. It really doesn't matter when. There's always been space for us, which is really, really cool.
Towels is another thing that we should talk
Oh
about
my
too.
God.
So normally on a resort, you'll get like a card. That's your towel exchange. So before you go to the pool or the beach or whatever, you go and exchange that key card. You get a towel. At the end of the day, you need to get that key card back, because when you check out, if you don't have those key cards, you get charged for a towel. Here, it's not like that.
You get towels at the masses.
Yeah.
We could take 16 towels today if we wanted to, if we were at the pool all day.
Yeah, there's no key card or anything for towels. You just walk up and grab them.
Normally when we travel, especially to tropical destinations, you can't drink the tap water. So to get drinking water can be really, really hard. They'll give you 2 big liter bottles of water or a few small ones in your fridge, but you have to get your room cleaned in order to request new water. So you hide the water you didn't drink to get new water. You drink lots of water at the restaurants that you go to, but to get clean drinking water can be really challenging. They have refill stations all over the place. So I brought my Awala. I can fill that Awala up. I've been going and getting ice and water, and it really just elevates the experience. And I think we have 15 bottles of water in our room right now. Like they just keep giving them to us, which is a blessing, because it's one thing that I find super challenging when we travel is making sure that you're drinking enough water, especially in such a hot tropical climate. I mean, I could drink cervezas all day, but yeah, you need your water. So that's something that's really, really cool as well. I think that that's just, again, something that has modernized this resort and elevated our experience for sure.
Throughout like all of the common areas, the lobbies where the bars are, they are doing like aroma therapy. Is that what you'd call it? What would you call it?
It's like essential oils and like, yeah, aromatherapy. Like ultimately it's
So they've got these machines pumping this amazing smell into all of the common areas.
Yeah.
And I do believe that that is one of the features of the
Inspira.
Inspira, the more premium, is that you will get to pick a scent for your room, as well as for your pillows, I
Yes.
believe.
Yep.
So that's just the first thing I noticed when they gave us that nice little cold towel, walked us in through the front door. I was like, it smells so good in here.
And at first he was like, I swear there's something. And like he couldn't find it. And then we walked through one of the rooms and you can see it's these like little wooden boxes that do kind of blend in with the environment, but they're pumping out cold steam ultimately, but it is scented. So it really changes the atmosphere. Everything smells really, really good. A couple smoking sections around. You can't smoke everywhere. It is a Mexican law. You can't smoke on your balcony and you can't smoke like within the resort.
So, yeah, so there's a few spots where you can smoke here on the resort. It's right outside the front main lobby, like where you arrive. There is another exit down by the quiet pool. that seems like an area where you can get on a golf cart and they'll take you up to the other entrance if you don't want to walk all that way.
Yeah.
But you can smoke there as well. There's a little smoking section, and then as well as at the beach, there is a smoking section right by the ocean. And the last one we found is up at the rooftop
Yeah.
bar.
Which you have access to. So Inspira gets access to that pool and bar all day long. But at 6 o'clock, it transitions from the Inspira pool into a bar. So we can go up there and utilize the bar. So we've gone up there a couple times. That's also where the steakhouse is. There is also 2 coffee shops. So personally, I feel like the coffee shop, the bigger one, has better service. The one down here has been okay. Like if you want a tea, if you want an iced coffee, if you want a little snack, they also have gelato. So yeah, I've got gelato a couple times. The chocolate chip one is the best I've tried. But yeah, those are the few things. We've had really good luck at the coffee shop. The other coffee shop, they've been on point. They've every time we've ordered something, it's been exactly what we were looking for. But it's nice to also have just a little pick me up. So like we'll kind of end at the pool, we'll go grab a coffee, come back up here and kind of just relax and get ready for kind of the night. So it's been nice to have that. When you get Inspira, you get like a little bit more elevated snacks, but we've been getting a couple chocolate bars, cookies, lots of good pops and waters and things like that. So like I'm not really worried about what you're getting. Ultimately, Ben and I were talking yesterday too, and if we really wanted to bring like popcorn and chips and stuff like that, we can travel with those things. So we could have brought them if we really wanted to. The chocolate and the cookies and the pop have been awesome.
Yeah.
We went down to the gift shop yesterday. They definitely have less snacks than other gift shops that we've been at. Like when we went to Dominican the last few times, they had like walls of snacks. We get a couple bags of chips, but they just had like small little bags of chips. But we got a couple bags of Doritos yesterday. We're missing the crunch.
Thank you so much for watching our video. If you're considering this resort, take a look at some of the other videos that we've posted as well. We're gonna have a room tour and talk about the food in a little bit more depth and show kind of what those meals look like.
And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Ask us these questions. We monitor these videos pretty closely. So if you have any questions or things that we didn't answer, or maybe we were a little bit vague on, please feel free to ask and we'll try and clarify the best that we can. That's one thing we do try to do with these videos is kind of give you the behind the scenes and things that people don't talk about. So we want to make sure that you're making the right decision. This resort is not cheap. It's important to know that if you're spending your money, you're getting the quality. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're happy to answer them.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace.